Okay guys, what is up? Let us kick this off by getting a rare Lucidio. Alright, so yes, as you can tell, I have not quit the game. I got so many comments like, no SHD, don't do this to us, clickbait, and what happened yesterday with the last video I put out. I'm just going to get into that first before we get into the video. So what happened with that is, in that video, if you watched till the end, you saw when I hit that miss on a Zygarde, and then I had a little joke. I was like, oh, I should rage like Rico, and then pretend to like rage. It actually killed my screen recorder. I did go back and I finished off the match, and I actually came back from there. I came back, I pinned down his entries, and then a confused Kieran Black continued to roll fly into damage. Like, the only role he could win to knock out my goalies and win the game. And I was like, oh. It's just one of those games. One of those games, as you could already tell by the way it ended anyway. But, in saying that, just like with Rico when he was doing his Hexorus stream, when he first bought it and he was doing his tests, he's like, yeah, let's go. And then his first few games were all like just doing like Hexorus. I was like, rolled miss, rolling purple into gold, all of these things. And like Rico was so disappointed. You could say like I was just like, Rico, you've got to clip those and like put them in your like Hexorus showcase just for the meme of it. So I was like, you know what, if I enjoy videos like that, and if I like it when people do that, and if I'm asking them to do it, maybe I should do some more myself. Would you guys like to see some more videos like that myself? Maybe I'll probably have to do a little bit of a better ending, but I can think about that. As if you guys want to see like videos like that, just for the fun to have a little laugh at the situation, because I mean, that's one of those things. It's like one of those things that is not funny while it's happening to you, but it's funny when you look back at it and just look at the situation. Like the worst possible thing could have happened, and it's just funny. Like Foro used to say, well, I can't do anything but laugh. And like that's kind of how I feel as well. Like even like when it happened to me, I had a little laugh and I had a little joke about like Rico having a rage. And no, Rico, like for anybody out there, I'm not laughing at Rico raging, and I don't encourage him to rage, but I'm just, you know, having a little bit of a trying to have some fun. That's all it is. So I don't mean any disrespect. I just wanted to have a little bit of a joke with you all, as I know a lot of you all, majority of you all, if not all, watch Rico. So let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. And one thing I know a lot of you guys would like is my thoughts on this banner. I haven't done it yet. I've just been busy. I've been very busy. So I'm going to get into this. There's a few things that I've been asked to do recently, and it's more deck building, and my thoughts of figures. So I'm going to try and do that a lot more for you guys. I've been completely forgetting about getting these daily boosters. It's now that you don't have to claim them, it's so much easier to forget about them. What do you guys think? I haven't clicked mine for the last like day or two. Man, and those are chances I could have pulled more Sliggers. No, any chance is a chance. So, I'm gonna get my thoughts on the banner. A lot of people know I've got lots of mats, I've got lots of gems, I've got lots of booster tickets. But what I'll do for you guys, I know a lot of you guys will know these figures by now, so I'm not going to go too in depth of the figures. I'm just going to give you my brief thoughts on each of them, the way I see them being used and things like that. So, the Mega Latias. So, this one, if the gold attacks of your of your dragon type and psychic type become white. So anything of your psychic and dragons, if they're attacking into things, the opponents all now have whites. So that's pretty cool to go in strategies where you can have purple heavy decks. And I quite like that, especially in this dragon meta. And if you can pop this off and then maybe pop an earth form, and this guy won't be able to die to like mega rays. So that's gonna be nice. That is definitely gonna be nice. And the Draco Meteor will be a 2-star, which is nice, very nice, and no miss, which is always amazing. So I can think of quite a few decks. Like there's a lot of psychic ones that you can definitely use their purples. Delphox, Crulia, Gardevoir. There are a lot more than that. Mr. Mime, so many mons that have amazing purples for psychic. So that's where my thoughts are leading towards Mega Latias, and I'd even run him because for those of you who don't know, you should by now, and especially if you watch Rico's videos, as I was mentioning, when Rico tried to get 2 megas on the field at once with the Eon Flute, you can pop a Mega Ray. As soon as your Latias dies, then you can pop your Eon Flute, and then you get your Mega Latias or Latios, and you can bring them onto the field. And what you should do, one thing I like, as soon as I saw Rico doing that, I was like, man, what he needs to do is pop an Earth form in that deck. Have 2 unlimited Megas on the field. Rico, if you're watching, please do it. If anybody here is a viewer of Rico, I know he's got the mons. Go over to his streams, tell him to either watch this or tell him the strategy and just do it. 2 megas on the field, especially if you've got these ones, man, they will do, like, being able to turn all the blues to misses, being able to turn all, like, I'm not sure which Latios or Latias he has, but they both have good effects. So I'll get into that, but being able to either like decrease the damage or negate the increases in the damage increases or negate golds, to have both of those things on the field at the same time, mind-blowingly good. So if anybody is a fan of Rico, he's got the mons, hit him up, tell him to give it a go. Definitely going to be worth it. So as a mons, they're going to be amazing. So this one's going to be a 160 Mega Evolved plus the 20. That's going to be 180. Whew, and that's pretty sweet. So that is Mega Latias, and Mega Latios is similar. So he's the one that he negates the abilities to increase or decrease of your dragon or psychic type abilities. So it's just going to stop like the Mega Rays getting their buff, so you can easily go and attack into them and things like that. So let's have a look at his wheel. He's got the 150, which is going to be another 60, 80, so it's going to be a 180, and then the Dragon Pulse is going to be a 120, 140, so pretty decent, especially for 3 MP Megas. Whew, they're going to be nasty. And this thing's blue, so people are saying that his blue is useless, because it's going to be the one that gets the miss if he's burnt. But it's not. 12 plus 12 is 24. The Dragon Pulse is the miss. So just correcting that, a lot of people have been saying that and they're just wrong. So what his blue does, if he's got a special condition, it now applies to the battlefield. So you can purposely go and confuse this thing with Melodic. That's what I was thinking. Confuse it. His 150 is going to spin into the blues, and then you can just go around confusing everything else around the board, like in a multi-dimensional Melodic or this. That's pretty cool. And even just things like burnt, he can pass it off onto like back to burn decks and all that other kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Freeze is the only one I won't be able to do, and sleep. Freeze and sleep. So that's pretty much only for paralyze, burn, and confuse. But that's pretty sweet. Another like no miss. So man, I think Rico's got this one, Latios. So they're still going to be pretty sweet. And man, they're both. He'll get the Mega Ray buff on top, so he's going to be plus 30 rather than plus 20. He's going to be hitting for 150 and 190. Whew! Man. This thing's nasty. There's such a cool, like, crazy, super OP dragons are nuts. Now, here is the exciting bits for me. When I saw these two, wow. So For those of you who don't know, he is a poison mon, and his purple is toxic, which is amazing. They've got Dragon Pulse. Both of these two have Dragon Pulse, which is pretty sweet, and especially when you got Knock and Toxic, where you can drop them 40, they're going to be doing a plus 50. You can actually get some knockouts with that. His blue is amazing for Ultra Beasts. If you're running them, you can definitely, like, as soon as I saw this, some people on X-Clan were asking me, how can they use theirs? And I was like, Ultra Beasts have a lot of poison now. Jellyfish, these guys, the Wasp, you can run all of those with like a Celestelia and a Famosa, and like that right there, like a whole lot of poison. Then you've got the blue annoyingnesses, and super powered. And this thing's effect is until it's attacked, all the Ultra Beasts are going to be like they haven't had their first battle. So Celestia is going to continually have that flame gun, which is amazing. The Wasp is going to continually have like a poison touch. Xurkitree is going to continually have a paralyzing touch, and that right there, oh man, I can see this thing can go into any Ultra Beast deck that has special conditions, and this be nasty. Like the Jellyfish continually having a gold, it can just go up against other purples and like no sweat. That is pretty sweet. So there is a lot of cool things that you can like about it. And definitely a lot more options that are going to be open for the viewing. So that's, and he's also, I even forgot to mention it, and he's got an ability that he can continually to, instead of MP moving, he can move to a spot that's 3 steps away. So people use him to just put him out, rush down to their goal, rush to the entry, run to the goal, and just this thing, the mobility that this thing has, is not MP moving over, it's just choose a spot to teleport to. And that is so, the bonus for this is that it's weak. It's fairly weak, but besides the dragons with the plus 50, but it's fairly weak. That's the only thing it's got that's semi-balancing it. Other than that, this thing is amazing. Can be, when it's leveled up, if you level up the blue or the purple, it can be potentially quite difficult to get rid of. Scary stuff. Besides Mega Ray. Mega Ray will just munch it for breakfast. But if you can keep it away from Mega Ray with its 3 MP moving around the board, it can be tough. It can be tough. So, my thoughts, it's an amazing mon. It is definitely an amazing mon. Nagandul. Now, this is the one that I want. Ultra Beast. When this Pokemon moves to the field or appears in evolution, exclude each player's used plates. So, that is cool. That is such a cool little ability. Super underrated, but in this recycle mega world and mega rays, being able to crush those plates and just remove them is nice. And if you're not running recycles yourself, it just doesn't matter if your own plates get excluded. For its first battle after appearing on the field, it's got like a poison touch. You can poison its mon on the field. And each Pokemon it has a special. Wait. Let's have a quick read. After this battle, since moving to the field, it poisons its battle opponent and each Pokemon that has a special condition. So any mons that have a special condition, poisoned. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I had a match against one of these, and I confused it with Poliwrath, and then it became poison. I was like, what just happened? But that is pretty cool. So you can stop yourself from getting other conditions, which is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. His purple is amazing as well. Switches to on your bench or PC with a Pokemon. That can be amazing. Wow. Dragon Pulse is great. The 83 plus if you're minusing 40 from your opponent and then plussing 50 to yourself, you're doing 133. You're dragging your opponents down minus 40. That can knock some things out. And it's blue is for each mon in the Ultra Space, you get to spin. Spin them on the field, and if they hit white, they get poisoned. So if they're just got a whole lot of Ultra Beasts, yet again, man, just poisoning everything. Poison fest is what this is gonna be. But man, I've got some ideas that I've asked a few people in X-Clan to do. Regarding this mon, I haven't seen anyone else do anything like it yet, and man, I think it'll be so cool if you can get it to work. Hexaurus, we all know Hexaurus by now. This is the mon that I've been wanting. Dragaligi? Get it. So this mon has Poison Touch like Toad, but man, this is a rare. It is hitting 90, which is way better than Toad. It has got Draco Meteor, which is way better purple than Toad. This one can evolve fairly easily, unlike Toad. And it's going to only have 4 miss when it's leveled up. It's like, man, they've just wrecked Toad, and Toad is an EX. Man, Toad's Earthquake now needs to be hitting for like 120. That's the way they can save Toad. Leave him with his misses, give him an Earthquake for 120. He's still going to be shaking your own mons off the board, but at least he'll be usable. But this thing is amazing. A 90 when evolved is a 100, and Acid's effect is pretty average, which is good. It's only a rare. It shouldn't. I don't want everything to be OP, so that is good. And Draco Meteor, oh man, for a mon that's going to be giving Poison Touch to be spinning all the white things on the board, for 70 damage. Oh, I want this mon, and it's Poison Dragon, which is kind of cool. So that new Wasp I really want. I wouldn't mind having the other new little one, and then I want this. These are the 3 mons that I want from this banner, and that is all. Fracture is amazing in the Dragon Gym that's about to kick off. Is going to be 4 MP off the bench. He's just absolutely nuts. He's +1 off the bench MP, and he's got territorial. Like, yeah, it's pretty much Aggron. For you guys that know Aggron, people will have to move into it, and they have to attack it. Man, Aggron's a 1 MP. This thing is a 2 MP. It's going to be a 3 MP. It's going to be a 4 MP. This thing is super easy to evolve. Dragon Claw when evolved is going to be 110. Dual Chop is going to be doing 160. Guillotine, which is a KOing move. How easy is that to evolve? There's just so much for this little Remon. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. And that compared to that as a rare, man. Dragagle is only going to be useful in certain type decks that it's going to be made for. Fracture is going to be easy evolve into a super OP Hexaurus, which is super high damage anyway. Giving it like a 2-star Guillotine and super high damage that can't get knocked out by Zoros and counters, and just crazy. Absolutely nuts. Skrelp is pretty cool. So if this makes a Poison or Noxious, then he gets to evolve, which is cool, and it's a 1 MP, so it's not super amazing, but it's got a 3-star, which is cool, and all poison Pokemon become noxious. So the battle opponent, so it's just, if you can get off that purple, he gets to evolve, and that's pretty cool. I like that. I like the way that they're going with that. And I'm sure even if I got it and I tried to use it, I'll still hit that miss and white all the time, just like Litwick. Exu has no ability, it's just that wheel. The 50 Dragon Claw, the Outrage, and the Guillotine. It's like a mini Hexaurus, but still fairly easy to evolve. Level up that Guillotine, level up that Outrage. Pretty amazing. And then, yeah. So, those are my thoughts on the new mons. And now I'm torn. I am torn. Because I want that new rare mon. I want the UXs. And I want that new rare mon. I wouldn't mind having like the Mega Latias just because they're so easy to use. And you can potentially use them twice. But I don't like this is where I stand. Is that there's only 0.3% chance for each of those UXs. That is just over 1%. And that's what I want from here. And I wouldn't mind a Toxapath. So that's what I want. Well, I wouldn't mind any of these here. Tortonator or Hexaurus. I don't have them. So there's a few I want from it, but I don't want another Garchomp. I've had 4 of them. Zekrom, Reshiram, Latias. Don't really want them. And here for the rare figures, I wouldn't mind getting a Fracture just because I don't have one. But I don't really... The only time I really want one is if I've got running a Hexorus. And Dragagle is what I want. I want Dragagle. I've just picked up my second Slazzle, so I don't need another one. But those are the only ones I want from here. Scrap is kind of cool, so I wouldn't mind having a Scrap. Only if I can get a Dragagle. So those chances, when I look at booster openings as a free-to-play player, when I look at doing booster openings, I look how much of the chances that I have to get something that I want. And this is just not quite on 50% chances of the UXs and EXs in here. So I want 3 of these, and I don't want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just on that 50% of the EX UX. So that for me is like, do I want to use my tickets on that? There's one rare that I want. And other than that, I want maybe a couple of EXs or, but knowing me, if I was to pull an EX, I'll probably pull like a Zek or another Garchomp. Yeah. And as for this goes, let's have a look at the box content. So everything comes as a sea level. So Mega Latios, Latios, the 2 new Ultra Beasts, all at the 0.4, which is nice. I wouldn't mind pulling those, and I don't have any of these other, besides Nihilego. I've got a Nihilego. I was lucky enough to pull those when it first came out, one of them. So I wouldn't mind pulling any of those UX, to be fair. I don't really want, like, I wouldn't mind having Guzzlord just for the sake of having a Guzzlord, but it's still, like, one of the most useless Ultra Beasts. Alright, now let's get down into the EXs. Only one is at increased chances because there's only one release, and this is why I find it why I wouldn't. All of these: Palkia, Diagla, Latios, Venusaur, Zygrade. I wouldn't mind having another one, but I don't really want to pull another one. Resh, Zek, Aggron, Garatina, Lucario, Garchomp, Noivern, Magnezone, Gengar. All of those I don't want. I don't want them. And then up here, like, I don't mind getting a Drampa. I don't have one. I don't have a Magearna. I wouldn't mind having another Altaria. Toxapex, I want. Beware, I don't have one. I wouldn't mind having one. Ampharos, I want. Creerum, I wouldn't mind putting one, but it's still, he's easy to mat. Go and mat one and easy. 33, oh what, 3k mats. Registeel, I don't have one, so I don't mind pulling one. Tortonator and Hexorus, but just there's not much chances to get the new ones because there's not many new ones. Is what my deal is with this, and all those ones I really do not want any of these. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. So I'm probably not going to be pulling 10 packs. Maybe I'll be tempted to pull some singles, but I think I'm probably going to save for another whole month and just have a big loadout to get something that I really, really want. Although, man, I really want that Wasp. The Wasp is my favourite from this banner, and then probably that rare. And I like that the Megas encourage people to run Latios, because they are still, like, very, very great mons now, especially with their buffs, but they've got such a big drawback. So it's one of those high risk, high reward. And I like that they're including that. So they're not just super OP only. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. As always, loved. Well, did you guys enjoy my thoughts on that? What are your? Have I mentioned anything that you guys haven't thought of? Anyway, let me know. Love to hear from you guys. As always, hopefully this satisfied all of you who wanted to hear my thoughts on this banner. Sorry I dragged this on quite a long. This was quite a long episode. So until next time, I'll go get some more videos done for you guys now, and we'll see you all very shortly. And I promise I won't do like a little pretend rage and pretend I'm quitting. I wasn't pretending I was quitting. I can see how some people might have been misled by the title. And but if you watch the video, it was what happened. So, clickbait! See you guys.